हेलो स्टूडेंट, वेलकम बैक टू आवर ऑनलाइन क्लासरूम की टू सक्सेस। आज मैं इस वीडियो में हिस्ट्री के सेकंड चैप्टर चेंजिंग ट्रेडिशंस के 3 मार्क्स के क्वेश्चन आंसर्स का पार्ट 2 का वीडियो लेकर आई हूँ। ये वीडियो सिर्फ इंग्लिश मीडियम के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए हैं। अगर आप में से कोई हिंदी मीडियम के स्टूडेंट इस वीडियो को देख रहे हैं तो हमारे चैनल पर इस चैप्टर के 3 मार्क्स के क्वेश्चन आंसर्स का हिंदी मीडियम के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए भी वीडियोज़ अपलोडेड हैं, जिसका लिंक मैं इस वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दे दी हूँ। आप लोग चेकआउट कर लेना। साथ ही साथ मैं इस वीडियो के पार्ट 1 का वीडियो का लिंक भी डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में शेयर कर दूँगी, आप वो भी चेकआउट कर सकते हैं। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम दिस वीडियो, व्हाट इज़ चिल्ड्रंस क्रूसेड? आंसर, द चिल्ड्रंस क्रूसेड ऑफ द क्रूसेड्स द मोस्ट फेमस वॉज द चिल्ड्रंस क्रूसेड हेल्प इन अर्ली 1200 CE. In early 1200, a French peasant boy named Stephen called a children's crusade. B. In Europe, many people thought that it may be possible for children to achieve what adults had failed. C. This is to say, while the crusades organized by the adults had failed to capture the Holy Land from the Muslim hands, it was hoped that the children might be able to accomplish the job. Next question, how many crusades took place in total and who led them? Answer, there were 9 major crusades that took place between 1096 to 572, though some historians count additional smaller expeditions as part of the crusades. First crusades 1096 to 1099, led by multiple nobles including Godfrey of Bouillon, Raymond IV of Toulouse, and Bohemond of Taranto. Second Crusade 1147 to 1149, led by King Louis of France and Emperor Conrad III of Germany. Third Crusade 1189 to 1192, led by Richard the Lionheart of England, Philip II of France, and Emperor Frederick Barbarossa. Fourth Crusade 1202 to 1204 lacked a central figure but was influenced by Venetian leaders like Dog Enrico Dandola. Fourth Crusade 1270 to 1221, led by King Andrew II of Hungary and John of Brienne. Sixth Crusade 1228 to 1229, led by Emperor Frederick II. Seventh Crusade 1248 to 1254, led by King Louis IX of France. Eighth Crusade 1270, also led by King Louis IX of France. Ninth Crusade 1271 to 72, led by Prince Edward of England, later Edward I. Next question, how did Christian rule end in Syria? Answer, Christian rule in Syria ended in 1291 when the Muslim Mamluks under Sultan al-Ashraf Khalil captured the city of Acre, the last major Crusader stronghold. This marked the collapse of the Crusaders' state in the Levant, including territories in Syria, and the end of Christian dominance in the region. Next question, how the Crusades ended feudalism in Europe? Answer, the Crusades contributed to the decline of feudalism in Europe in the following ways. First, weakened nobility. Many nobles died in the Crusades or sold their lands to fund their campaigns, reducing their power. Second, strengthened monarchies. Kings consolidated power as nobles' influence declined, centralizing but authority. Third, economic growth. Trade expanded due to contact with the East, leading to the rise of a wealthy merchant class that undermined the feudal economy. Next question, what factors were responsible for the Renaissance in Italy? Answer, the Renaissance began in Italy due to these key factors. First, wealthy city-state, trade and commerce, especially in cities like Florence and Venice created wealth that funded art and learning. Second, classical heritage. Italy's proximity to the remnants of ancient Rome inspired a revival of classical ideas and culture. Third, patronage. Wealthy families like the Medici and the Catholic Church supported art scholars and architects. Next question. What was the contribution of the Medici family to the Italian Renaissance? Answer. The Medici family significantly contributed to the Italian Renaissance through first patronage of art. They funded renowned artists like Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, and Botticelli. Second, support for learning. They established libraries and sponsored scholars promoting humanism and classical studies. Third, political influence. Their wealth and power stabilized Florence, making it a cultural hub of the Renaissance. Next question. What were the major theme of the Renaissance? Answer. The major theme of the Renaissance, first, humanism, a focus on the value of individual potential, human achievements and classical learning from ancient Greece and Rome. Second, secularism, a shift from religious to worldly concern with an emphasis on science, politics and art. Third, individualism, celebrating personal expression with an emphasis on individual achievement and creativity in art, literature, and philosophy. Next question. Who was the founding father of the Renaissance? Answer. The founding father of the Renaissance is often considered Petrarch, Francesco Petrarca, an Italian scholar and poet. His rediscovery of classical Latin texts and emphasis on humanism laid the intellectual foundation for the Renaissance. Petrarch's works inspired a renewed interest in classical antiquity and the potential of human achievement. Next question. What were some big ideas from the Renaissance? Answer. Humanism, focus on human potential, individual achievement, and the study of classical texts from Greece and Rome. Second, scientific advancement, emphasis on observation and experimentation leading to discoveries by figures like Galileo and Copernicus. Third, artistic innovation, development of perspective, realistic human forms and techniques by artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. Next question. Why did the Renaissance begin? Answer. Rediscovery of classical knowledge, the fall of Constantinople 1453 brought Greek scholars and ancient texts to Europe, reviving interest in Greco Roman ideas. Second, economic growth. Wealth from trade in cities like Florence funded art, education, and innovation. Third, humanism, a focus on human potential and achievement, encouraged new ways of thinking in art, science, and literature. Next question. Why did the Renaissance end? Answer. The Renaissance ended due to several factors: political instability, such as wars and inventions across Europe, disrupted the flourishing of arts and ideas. The rise of the Reformation shifted focus to religious conflicts, diminishing the influence of Renaissance humanism. Additionally, the scientific revolution and age of exploration marked a transition to new eras, diverting attention from Renaissance ideals. Next question. What is humanism movement? Answer. Humanism is an intellectual movement in which man is regarded as the center of the universe. Humanism, for the first time fully expressed in the 50th century Renaissance humanities, were those who studied and taught the humanities, example, grammar, history, poetry, philosophy, art, painting, architecture, and whatnot. Next question: what is humanitarian movement? Answer: the humanitarian movement is a social effort focused on promoting human welfare and addressing global issues like poverty, inequality, and human rights. It involves providing aid, advocating for social justice, and improving living conditions to ensure dignity and well being for all people. Next question: what is Petrarch famous for? Answer: Petrarch famous for he was the first scholar who fully realized and appreciated the excellence and beauty of the classical literature. Petrarch was an Italian poet. His reputation is chiefly based on his lyrical poetry, in particular the canzoniere in praise of a woman he called Laura. Next question: what is Giovanni Boccaccio famous for in Italian Renaissance? Answer: Boccaccio fame rests chiefly on his Decameron. This was a collection of tales written in Italian. Boccaccio did much to spread the enthusiasm for antiquity that Petrarch had awakened. Third, Boccaccio persuaded his master Petrarch to make a Latin translation of Homer's Iliad and Odyssey, and thus helped in giving to the first modern translation of Homer. Question number 31: who was Raphael? Answer: Raphael 1483 to 1520 CE. Raphael was an Italian painter and architect. He was the leading figure of the Italian Renaissance between 1504 and 1508 CE. He worked as a painter of a series of Madonnas which were distinguished by their serenity, calmness of expression. In 1508, Raphael moved on to Rome. There he was appointed for painting the frescoes, technique of painting with watercolor in different Rome in the Vatican. Next question: what was Leonardo da Vinci's contribution to the Italian Renaissance? Answer: Leonardo da Vinci contributed to the Italian Renaissance through his groundbreaking work in art, science, and engineering. He created masterpieces like The Last Supper and Mona Lisa, showcasing advanced techniques in perspective and anatomy. Additionally, his studies in anatomy, engineering, and human invention laid the groundwork for future scientific discoveries. Question number 33: what is Michelangelo famous for? Answer: Michelangelo 1475 to 1564 CE. He was best painting art. His wonderful frescoes painting with watercolor. Most important of his paintings is The Last Judgment. Michelangelo also claimed that he had the ability to produce a world more. Next question number 34: what do you mean by Pope and the papacy? Answer: the Pope is the head of the Roman Catholic Church, considered the spiritual leaders of Catholics worldwide. The papacy refers to the office and authority of the Pope, including the administration of the Church, its doctrines, and its influence in religious and political matters. Last question: what was Reformation movement in Europe? Answer: the Reformation in Europe The Reformation movement was the most important event in the history of Europe during the 60th century. First, the central point in the Reformation was protest against the prevalent corruption in the Roman Catholic Church and immorality of many of the clergymen. Third, under the leadership of Martin Luther, the Reformation turned out to be a strong movement that began in Germany. Before Martin Luther, voices of protest were raised by many against the abuses and scandals within the church. इस वीडियो में इतना ही। हम इसके नेक्स्ट वीडियो में पार्ट 3 में बचे हुए सभी 3 मार्क्स के क्वेश्चन आंसर्स को कंप्लीट करेंगे। तो वीडियो अगर अच्छी लगी हो तो वीडियो को लाइक कीजिएगा, अपने दोस्तों में शेयर कीजिएगा। वीडियो से रिलेटेड कोई भी डाउट हो तो कमेंट कीजिएगा और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिएगा ताकि आने वाले सभी वीडियो आप तक पहुँच पाए। तो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो पार्ट 3 में।